me okay? But I'll try to answer that. I'm just getting some water and a coffee. To which one? Yeah, we watched that one yesterday, correct? Yes. A lot of people in class had that same analysis. Yeah, so the one there we had watched, yeah, it looks like a lot of people had the same exact kind of feelings with that one. And the ones that don't seem to get that just don't have the experience, have you noticed? So, and notice how they kind of stay in limbo? They're not saying kind of yay or nay, but the ones that have been doing this are all leaning in that direction. Yeah, sorry to some of the other people here listening. We're talking about a case we had listened to yesterday with a young man. His parents didn't speak very well English. I believe they were Indian. Right, and it looked like they had an altercation with him about a year prior to that. Looks like arguments. He's arguing with the mother and the father saying, he gets arguing with her and then he kicked her and then he says she kicked him and it sounds like if you watch the whole thing and it's so sad because you can see the mother is just trying to do what the doctors are telling her. Before they took him out of there, she's like, "Let me give him a shot. He's just in pain." He obviously had some delays. Yeah, you could probably say some level of autism, brain damage. Right, so a lot of people are saying over the years, probably his system being damaged, all the vaccines, he's complaining, his stomach hurting. His mom wants to give him an injection before they take him to jail. Right, so in these situations, we see this all the time. And the parents are just doing what the doctors are telling them to do, and they'll get arrested, right? Oftentimes, the parents don't do what the doctor said, and then something happens. The child gets sick, then the parents can get looked at as right. So they do what the doctors tell him. He's obviously already sick, brain damage, system is overloaded. You can tell just by looking at his aura and skin color and stuff like that. So sad. And that he'd probably be a really happy, fun loving person without all that kind of confusion and noise with probably the state workers and doctors. Right, so what happens is when he's probably expressing concerns, it sounds like he probably maybe didn't want that shot or medication, probably saying it's making him sicker. No one wants to listen to him. The doctors are saying they know what's best, give it to him, right? So then he's arguing with his mother and she's trying to do what the doctors say. And he's trying to tell her, no, that's making me sicker. I'm guessing who, right? And he probably doesn't even know what it is that's making him feel so bad, his constant stomach aches, feeling sick. Yeah, myself personally, having experience with toxic overloads and things like that can make you feel really sick. Yeah, I can remember before doing a vaccination detox and being diagnosed with chronic Lyme and going through heavy metal cleanses and stuff like that. I was so sick, they had to give me Phenergan, which is used for people with motion sickness and stuff like that. It was just nonstop. Couldn't even keep water down, had stomach bile coming up. It was really bad. Right, so when you have those things and you have these poor people that don't have a voice of their own and they're being injected with this, doctors are saying that. And then what happens is when these, and sometimes people have worked with them. No, we've experienced this, and the workers start to get targeted too because they'll say, hey, he's trying to say this. Don't listen to those charlatan, crazy, hippie, granola doctors, right? Yeah, this is so sad what they're doing with a lot of people. So then what happens is if the person starts to become an adult and they want to start to make those decisions on their own, and workers start to try to step in and say, hey, right, then the doctors start working almost sometimes with law enforcement. Right, because they get a small altercation and then you have a mouthy kid that just needs to be taught a lesson, kicked his mother. Right, and then when you hear what he's saying, the cops are in there and he's like, that one hurt me, sexual abused me. Right, and they don't understand because, right, what happened was he was probably just doing a drug check and stuff, so he had to fondle him a little bit. And to some of them, that's sexual harassment, right? Yeah, I know. It's like with Jamie, if you even when you're giving him a shot or anything, if you get too close to his butt area or any private area, I don't like don't get too close, right? Because they're taught any kind of touching or anything is right. So he could have taken it in that way. I know, because when my dad gives him a shot, he's like, don't touch my butt. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Yeah, so anyways, I really hope the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine do what they're supposed to do to help these children because we're beyond fed up with these fucking state workers and doctors and pieces of shit hags and pigs that want to protect these people. I apologize. I know I told you I would try not to swear, and I told you that as a dead mother, when we're talking about these things, in all fairness, if you're going to ask me those questions and ask me to speak about some of the sickest, most horrible, nasty fucking people on the face of the earth, that might slip out. Fair enough? Does that make me a bad person? Does that give you justification to ignore the facts here? You sick fucking monkeys. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns. Yeah, but I agree with you. I absolutely agree, and that's probably exactly what happened with that case. And then they start going after the workers that try to speak up for those kids that become adults, and they just throw them in jail. Yeah, it's really sad. Oh, happy day. Mm. Right, and then that plays into too where a lot of these autistic children are just getting labeled as being misbehaved or spoiled brats or children of druggies. Right, but when it's them, right, their children get Down syndrome and autism from all the fucking shit they take. The antidepressants and the SSRIs, they've proven this and they don't want to look at it. And it's disgusting how they've been fucking ignoring it and acting like the astute fucking cunts and pieces of shit slugs that they are. Right, and then they raise money for their poor damaged child because life just wasn't fair to them. But the other kids get the fucking hammer. Too bad, so sad your parents are druggies. Wait till they turn 18 and throw those criminals in jail. You fucking pigs need to wake the fuck up. You understand me? I really hope they fucking spin your asses upside down, tie you to a fucking pole, and torch the shit out of you pieces of shit. And that's coming from a dead mother who's speaking up for children that have been fucked and tortured by grown men and women. I can't believe how these adults are using these children. So you're damn right that fucking pisses me off, and I do hope they strap your asses to that fucking pole upside down, shove shit down your throats, and torch you. Yeah, that's how a dead mother whose children have been fucked and tortured by punks being protected by these Luigi loving freaks. Yeah, it kind of creates that kind of thought process. In reality, though, I really understand law and order and things like that. And we respect that. So we hope you can humble yourselves and just address the facts. And for people to understand the battle that we have had to get them to address the facts and the innocent people that have been killed. You could almost say, yeah, murdered and killed, and then it gets written up as, at their own will, suicide, overdose. So yeah, if you live or work in or around this building, I'd pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. Or I'd help us with these kids. It's just a suggestion. We're nonviolent. If you don't want to, that's okay. Carry on with your sick fucking lives and we'll do the same. We're going to make a coffee. Nescafe. Ooh la la. Gonna hum to my water. Give me one moment to cry.